Give me a lever long enough, and I can move the world. Oh, hey there, Mission Control. Well, as you can tell, we're back over at the neighbor's house today. And what my goals are, it is Friday, so first of all, happy Friday. Now, whenever this video comes out, it's probably not Friday, but bring those happy Friday feelings into your life today so that you can look forward to Fridays. Or maybe it is Friday, who knows? It's weird how these things all work out. Either way, I don't want to be working all day today because it's been tough going here the last few days, and I'd like to get some stuff done so we can have that feeling of accomplishment. Nothing better than that. And what I'm hoping for is to dig a trench here and run the supply lines over into where we're going to connect everything into the main water system and actually make those connections today. It would be great if we could do that. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that all. Or it might end up taking me all day, but that's what I'd like to get done. So let me show you everything that has to happen. You can see the blue pipe coming out from underneath the garden. There's actually 3 total pipes in there because there's 3 zones. So we need to dig a trench all the way out where that green hose is going and all the way over that way. And let me show you where we're going to terminate at. So we're going to bring that trench all the way through here and terminate it over here where the water supply line is at. And I've already dug this out just so I can see everything and make sure I have all the parts for today. But that's not really kind of the sucky part. This is plumbing, which is not my favoriteest thing in the world, but it's not hard, it's not complicated. Kind of the 2 suckiest parts of this would make me really not want to work. Bandit's up in the truck. What are you doing? Oh, now he's down. He was up in the passenger side of the truck. Okay, the 2 sucky parts of this particular project are digging the trench. That's the sucky, really sucky part. But before that, there's all this wiring that was put down for critter control. And it just happens to have a bunch of it running right through here. It's really tight on the ground and there's a bunch of weeds growing up through it, and we got to get up at least this section so I can manually dig that trench. Ugh. Blech. So this wire is held down with tent stakes or ground stakes, and some of it goes up underneath of there, which is fine. I want to leave that. So I got to rip it and you got to pull it. Oh, and then there's a section that wanted to come loose there. Oh, nasty. That's where those stakes are at. They're the hardest. Oh, nasty stuff. You can see how much stuff is collected on top of it as far as the weeds go. So far, actually, this is not as bad as I was expecting. It ain't great, but it's not as bad. Won't be so bad either. I think I'm more likely to get tetanus these days than I am COVID. That last section is really just down. It's down in there. Give me a lever long enough, and I can move the world. Oh, wow. 2 coming into 1. What do we got happening? Analyze. Close. There we go. All right. And when I'm doing this type of stuff, what I like to do first is get the pick out and actually put in my line, and then I'll come back and start digging it down. But I like to just be on the surface and get that line in so it's as straight as I can make it. I mean, I can mark this, but there's no point. It's just irrigation and it's underground. We'll get it as nice as we can. I'm already going a little off here. Gonna aim between my legs here. Drag this along here pretty straight. We'll hook into the greenhouse there, and of course my dirt pile's right in the way. Oh, that's pretty straight. And we're gonna bring those out and under. Lots of digging. Let's get the old music going, I guess. I want to get some wireless earbuds. If anyone has any recommendations on wireless earbuds that aren't Apple earbuds, let me know. Put your comment down below. We'll see. I'd like to get them, just then I can have the call up here. I want ones that actually can do caller ID in the ear, so you don't have to stop, take out the phone, you know, because it's just about flow. It's a first world requirement, I guess. I mean, it's a spoiled requirement. How do you want it? It's a lazy requirement, but you know, it's nice to have if they make them. I like to know if you guys have a good set of earbuds, stereo, that are waterproof, sweatproof, you know, and have that feature, tap to touch. Let me know. Put a link down in the comment. There we go. In the meantime, rocking. Back pocket rocking. A few more times. What you doing, Bandit? I got the trench put in. Now we're gonna start setting out the hose here. This is 1-inch. Blue Lock is the brand. It's high density polyethylene. It's irrigation hose. Basically, it's PEX for irrigation, so that's just super awesome. If you followed along, you know that I do love the PEX hose and connectors, which we have today. This make it a lot easier than doing PVC. It's easier to put in, it's easier to maintain, it's just easier. Everything is easier when you're using the PEX tubing and connectors. They're not Sharkbite brand, they're Blue Lock brand, but it's the same idea. So the hardest part about this whole thing is just getting this hose unwound. That's the worst part. We've got to run 3 hoses up here into the garden and union them in to the existing lines. So I'm gonna go get that union. The thing that everyone should probably do is you want to mark these when you're stringing them. I didn't, and that's because there is an easy way to just figure it out. Once you get everything all plugged in, just run the zones and figure it out. But if you have a lot of zones, you definitely want to mark, you know, put a tape, use a permanent marker, what have you, and mark everything. So these are the connectors that just slide on. And like that, the first one is on. And we're not worried about freeze with this. We won't turn this system on until freeze is not an issue anymore, because we don't plant until freeze is not an issue. The depth that we go here, everything is probably about 4 inches. You could go deeper if you wanted to, but again, I don't foresee a need for that. We're not going to be running over this with the tractor now. Even if you did, once it's been in there for a while, it's going to be fine. So I can't think of any reason why a person would want to take it deeper than 4 to 6 inches down for a non-freezing garden. You know, we're not going to operate this during the freeze. So we got 2 more here when we run these other ones up. But let's get that tube all strung out. For some reason, just the coil stuff really, you know, I know the pros, yeah, I just say this, to the pros that are on the channel, tell us all your wisdom. How is it you get these to roll out as best you can? This is the best way that I've figured it out. It's just to unroll it. You don't want to pull it. If you pull it, you'll get crimps and you'll have to use unions. Oh yeah, hey, when you guys buy this stuff, always buy plenty of unions because you'll be using them. Get on teed. Get on teed. As you can see, I got the 3 lines for the 3 zones in the garden ran, and now I'm going to start fussing around with greenhouse here. And what we're going to do on this one, we're actually going to cut these. I may not have to. I might be able to make the corner. You know, if you we have 90s elbows. We have those. We could put those in. But if you put elbows in or any fitting, you get friction loss. So it's best if you can avoid it. But what you don't want to do is make sharp turns and crimp the hose. But if you can make the turn, like this one, without crimping it, there we go. So that's nice. That'll work just like that. Like that down into the hole. I was going to cut it. Change of plans. We're no longer going to cut. We can make that turn without having to cut. I'm just gonna put a little bit back down on those guys there. Done here. A little bit of weight goes a long way. I've got plenty of weight to spare. I am lighter though, 30 pounds lighter, baby. 1 year, 30 pounds. That's pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. Would have been nice to lose it faster, but hey, whatever, you know, whatever. Oh, Bandit heard me. He's like, are you talking about me being fat, Dad? No, I was talking about me being fat, Bandit, not you. You're so handsome. You're a spoiled dog. He doesn't worry about anything. Your dad works hard so you don't have to worry. A lot of dads out there working hard right now, and moms, so their kids don't have to worry. Now, we may not have kids yet, but he's my kid. He's my boy. He's my boy who is gonna get in trouble. Oy, I cracked myself up. I'm not covering them all the way up yet. If you're wondering, we're not gonna cover everything up until we get it all connected. Let's go. Hold those in place like that. There we go. Big giant pipeline. Whoop, where did it cut? Course. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut these off, make it easier to work with. You can see we got quite a mess of hose here, and it just makes it harder to work with. Now what we're gonna cut them long so that we have room to play here. So I'm gonna cut them at the back of the trench. Sounds like UPS, yep. Brown is in town. Okay, there we go. So these top two are going to the greenhouse. These bottom three are going to the garden. Hi there, Bandit. Oh, look at you. You're so nice. You're bringing all that dirt back into the hole. If only the timing was better. If only the timing was better. Yeah, then it would be okay. Now, you're also thinking, especially if you're a pro, if you've done this before, I've got ends exposed, we got dirt and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we got that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get all the valves and everything hooked up, and then we'll do a purge before we connect anything, before we connect the ends, anything at all, before we put any fittings on that actually distribute water. What we'll do is we'll just crank the water up, turn the zones on, and let it purge itself out. So now, I think I gotta dig that back out a little bit because that's where my supply line is at. I need to dig that out, center it up with that, turn off the water, figure out my alignment here. Yeah, alignment, very important. The water is now off, so we're gonna do the fun part now. Cut into the main here. Now, some of you also will be thinking these aren't deep enough, and you're right if you had year-round water, but these are not, these lines that were put in, they are not meant to be year-round water, and they drain, they empty. They all empty down. So what we're gonna be doing in here now is we're gonna be cutting in, we're gonna put a T, a little nipple, I should probably do it, this, and then we'll go like this into blue lock materials. This way we can turn off the garden in the greenhouse. Make sure that's empty of garbage first, I guess, huh? Looks like we got some garbage in there. We're putting this valve in, that way we can turn the water on and off to the system. Oh, there's something in there. Thought we found that first. In case there's some issue where we want this running. Oh, there. What it wants is water. For a bit. All right, so we're cutting in. Oh, I think I need new ones of these. Must be scheduled for. Yeah, I definitely need new ones of these. These are dull. Oh, cut through like butter. I like these better than the saws, because saws leave so many burrs behind. These leave a nice clean cut. I found they work much nicer. But obviously you want sharp tools, and these are not very sharp. What's that? Schedule 60? Is that how it goes? I forget pipe. Is pipe the bigger the number, the thinner it is? So now we're gonna have to. Obviously, you can't just come in here and put that on. We've got to take some more out. I'm gonna have room to work here. Probably should have dug up a little more pipe there, so I'm gonna go right about there. Go. And this is the hard part because you got to get this in there tight, and you can't cut it too much. So they make extension unions when you need to repair pipe like this, where you put it on, then it extends over, which is great, but that's not what we're doing here today. That is really thick. I think this, you can see the problem here. I gotta get just the right angle here to be able to maneuver this pipe around. Oh, it's just so close. All right, we definitely put on this one first there. A brand new glue and primer. Primer action first there. Oh, it always gets me. This is another one of those skills that I picked up by watching my stepdad, my dad, and others. And I'm no expert. They were way better at it than I am. I probably should have paid more attention. They were trying their best to get me to pay attention. So there's plenty of people going to tell me things that I could be doing better. I get it. I get it. So it's no offense to all the plumbers out there that are really good at this, or people who are just rock stars. Wow, that one is really on there. I got nothing to loosen it up with here. There we go. Just probably take a little bit more off of that other piece, and I probably will end up doing that. But first, let's get this put in. I just need a little bit more, guys. If you take too much off, it's just gonna get, hey, you don't make any mess. You create a problem there, Bandit. We got enough going on here. We'll get the top, put it on here, and make sure we're oriented as close as we want to be. I probably could have rotated that up. That probably would have been better, but oh well, it is what it is now. A little more movement there. I don't want to break anything. Purple finger night. Let's do it. You just got to commit. You got to go. Oh, Lord, let it work. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Lord. That's on there. So now what we got next, we got this guy here. This is going to come over. I'm going to shove that all the way up in there. Here it comes. Looks good so far. Heck yeah. All right. All right, so that was with the valve off. So now if we charge, here's the water going. Charge that. So what I'm doing now is I'm just, ooh, that was a nice water hammer. Going through and I'm manually turning on the valves here before we lock everything up. It's a little tight in here. For some reason we have a nasty water hammer happening. Wow, why is that happening? Should not have a water hammer. You know, I bet the ends are capped. Well, either way, there's water there. And this is ready. We got to run wire in here. Sorry, we got to run wire in here. Wire needs to be run first. Get the wire. Get the wire. Close the blast doors. Close the blast doors.
Open the blast doors.
Got everything ran up. I didn't have any conduit, so I'm using some of the pipe there. It'll work for what we got going on. And inside, I had to redo the plumbing. I ended up putting kind of a manifold. I needed to split it. So I had to cut out the valve and put it all back together again, putting a split, a T in, and then everything just connects in there. And basically I'm at the point of backfill. Hi, Bandit. Bandit's being super sweet. I think he's super tired. And you can see I had to raise the box here a little bit. So I'm using some earth bags that we had left over to block in the bottom, and then I'm just gonna backfill now, and then we'll connect everything. So the cool thing about this particular Hunter controller is that it can run on batteries. It can run on batteries for a while. So we're gonna pop these batteries in here. Oh, the whole thing looks like it comes out even, so it makes it easy to put them in. Well, I guess I do have to read the instrucciones after all, huh? Should have just turned on. Cheese whiz. There's always something, you know? Always something, bandito. let's see what it says here. We mounted it. That is good. And we have everything running like it should. Oh, 6. That would explain that. There's a backside to it. Rats. All right, well that was easy to figure out. Darn it. Let's go get some more batteries, Bandit. All right, I'm back. And I got more power. Unlimited power. For a limited time only. All right, there it is. We've got it now, baby. Station 1. Run. I hear water. Let's go see. I don't see any water though. I heard it. Troubleshooting time. Well, I'm here. I got the valve control box behind me. I troubleshot this. Oh man, you know those days you just don't feel very good about yourself. This isn't one of those, but I certainly made a mistake. When we bought, what we're trying to do is avoid having to run a bunch of command control cable up to this location from where we have electricity on the neighbor's property. So we bought this controller, which is wireless. It uses batteries, and it said it uses 24 volts DC, which is what the valves we have need. However, I didn't read the instructions close enough. I didn't read the manual close enough before we bought it. And it takes 24 volt DC, but it steps it down to 9 to 11 volts DC to control the valves. So this is not going to work. So I've had to start trenching. And I cheated on the trench. I actually put the box scraper on the tractor and put a single tine all the way down and cut a trench. And now I'm just going through the trenching shovel and getting it all dug out. But that is going to take some time. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Next time you tune in, we'll see how the irrigation is doing. I intend to have all the wire put down, and we'll see if the right one works. It should. So anyway, thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when I put up new videos. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram to see some more behind the scenes stuff. And if you really like what we're doing, then for the price of less than a candy bar per month, you can help us out on Patreon and also get some special perks there. In the meantime, everybody, this is The Real Martian, out.